Alright, let's check out another place.
Alright, second comic shop of the day. We're going into Coliseum of Comics. We've been in one of these before over in the Tampa area, but we're actually in Clermont today. Let's see if we can find some goodies. Hey guys, welcome back. This weekend I had a chance to go to three comic shops that I've never been to before. The first one was Windu's Comics and Collectibles. They're located in Clermont, Florida. They're a very small comic shop. They had a really nice wall of comics with some key issues for Star Wars fans. They had a Star Wars #1 and a Star Wars 107. 107 being the last issue of the original Marvel series. Overall, a very small section of back issues and a lot of gaming supplies. So if you're into gaming and you're in the Clermont area, that's kind of a fun place to go. Also had a chance to check out Coliseum of Comics. They're in Clermont as well. And Coliseum is a chain. There's a few of them here in the state of Florida. This shop focuses mostly on new comics. They had very few key issues on their wall, on their comic wall. Mostly just kind of a pop culture, another gaming shop. And I have a bunch of pops. So if you're into pops, that's the place to go. And the last place I went to was on Main Street in Leesburg. And it was a place called Not Just Cardboard. This place was crazy. As soon as I walked in, I was the only person in the store, and this gentleman sort of met me, and sort of halfway through the store. There was comics everywhere, long boxes, short boxes. Only a very little bit amount of the books were sorted and in any sort of semblance of order. The shop itself had everything you could think of, had toys and games and old toys and old games, had sports memorabilia, had some graded comics, and the graded comics were stacked in piles like this, and you kind of had to go through them one at a time. Very few of those were priced. And the person who met me in the middle of the store kind of warned me. He said the owner of the shop is away. He's at a show, and a lot of the books aren't priced. So we really didn't talk too much about what would happen if I found a book that wasn't priced. But what he did do is he gave me this huge tour of the store. And it was kind of scary. It was like one of those things where you meet a strange person and they said, "Come here, let me show you the attic," or "Come here, let me show you the basement." That really happened. He goes, "Let me show you the whole store." And he goes, "Let's walk down these stairs into the basement." And I'm like, wait a minute. And of course, I've got my phone in my hand ready to dial 911 if I needed to. But really, he brought me down this set of stairs and around a corner, and it was a little gaming room. And there was a little shop there with gaming supplies and someone standing at a register. So I was like, okay, all right, I feel a little bit safer there. But then he took me into these little nooks and crannies of the store with like a stack, I kid you not, of movie posters that must have been this tall. He said he had like 3,000 plus movie posters, laying flat on a skid. It took me into another room with just old toys. And then he goes, "Let me show you this special room. We don't just show this to anybody." Opened the door and he led me up into an attic. Now, I'm telling you, if I wasn't nervous before, I was really nervous now. I was walking into an attic of this old shop on Main Street in Leesburg. Now, this building was really, really old. And he walks me up these stairs, and as far as the eye can see, there's stuff, boxes filled with just about everything you could think of. And the guy's there saying that the owner just buys stuff and throws it up here. He has no idea what's in half of these boxes at all. So we're walking through this room, and then he points over to this shelf, and it has these long cardboard boxes of these old wooden gliders from the 60s, new old stock, just sitting there in a box, just stacked, dozens of them. And it was like that throughout the whole area, just all sorts of stuff that you could possibly think of, no rhyme or reason of any of it. It's almost like this guy the owner goes out and buys a collection and just shoves it up there and just kind of leaves it. And then I don't know if I never got a chance to meet the owner because he wasn't there. Like I said, he was at a show, but I would have really liked to have asked him if he knew what was up there because there was so much stuff. I mean, couldn't believe it. But anyway, after got the little nervousness out, knew I wasn't going to be kidnapped and held for ransom, ended up back downstairs and started flipping through the comics. And oh my goodness, they do not know what they have. I found key after key after key after key, and I didn't have a lot of money on me. I'm still not working, so everything I buy for my collection is based on stuff that I sell. So I sell stuff, and I take that finances to kind of fund the collection, to kind of keep going. And I found first appearances. I found Sleepwalker #1, first appearance of Bishop. I could go on and on. Some of the things that I bought, and a lot of it was kind of reasonable, reasonably priced. If I had been working and had a few extra bucks, I really would have spent some serious time in there. As it was, I got 2 books. I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm a Star Wars collector. Obviously, vintage Star Wars is my main focus, and I am moving more towards into the modern keys of Star Wars. Also a Walking Dead collector, so if you watch a bunch of my videos, you'll notice that I have a really extensive Walking Dead collection. And then I followed The Nice House on the Lake. It's a new series by James Tynion, who everything he touches seems to turn to gold. So I was able to find a couple of really nice variants for issue #1. Now, I have no variants for issue #1, so I thought it was cool when I stumbled upon these brand new variants, brand new, perfect. They're basically the Carla Cohen exclusives for Comic Kingdom of Canada, and they released a couple variants for that one store. So I'm going to show you. Here's the trade dress for that variant, which I thought was really kind of cool. Now, I didn't get a deal on these. I pretty much paid retail on them, but I had never seen them before, so. To be able to find brand new comics of a comic that's over a year old, brand new, and paid retail. I believe this one was $20, which isn't too bad for for a Nice House on the Lake variant, especially for #1. I thought it was a fair price, and it's brand new. I mean, he had multiple copies of this. I was stunned. So I liked this one, so I picked this one up, and then I also picked up this one. It's sort of the minimal trade dress here for the same variant. I paid a little bit more for this. I paid like $30 for this, but it was retail, so I didn't feel like I was getting taken advantage of or ripped off or anyway. And they're nice additions to the collection, definitely, no doubt about it. But I got to tell you, Nothing But Cardboard was just an incredible adventure. I don't tend to spend a lot of time in comic book shops because I know what I want. So I hit, the graded section. I hit the, the wall of the keys, and then I hit the Star Wars section, Walking Dead section, and then Nice House on the Lake section. Then I kind of flipped through some of the, like Spider-Man and other sections where I know where the keys are. But this shop, I'd say 95% of it was unsorted. And you really had to spend some serious time going through boxes. And I don't generally do that. I don't really have the patience for that. Although this time I spent a good 45 minutes in there and really enjoyed myself looking through multiple boxes and really had a good time doing it. If you have a lot of time to spare, I would say check them out. They're on Main Street in Leesburg. And of the 3 shops I went to this weekend, this is the one that I would definitely go back to. I would definitely spend more time there because you have to. There's no doubt about it. You have to spend time. You've got a long box after long box of unsorted comics. You're going to find a treasure, no question about it. But what I couldn't figure out is how do they price those books? More than likely, you bring them to the register and they look it up and then they charge you. So I'm not a big fan of that. But luckily the books that I had found were already priced, so I cut a deal there. But anyway, great store, a lot of fun. You just have to go to experience it. It's an experience in and of itself. Really a lot of fun. Had a good time. But anyway, that's what I got. My two Nice House on the Lake #1 variants, and a really cool visit to 3 very different comic shops. Overall, it was a really good time. Hope you guys are doing well. We'll see you next time. We've got some big things coming in the mail. We've got Walking Dead Deluxe Comics Vault Live variants coming up within the next couple days. And we have one of my Star Wars comic grails that will be in the mail probably tomorrow, the next day, that I just can't wait to show you. I'm really excited about it. But until then, hope you guys are doing well. Have a great day. Talk to you guys next time.